Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. It feels like every tech company lately is trying to be, well, more than what they started as. Like, we do this one thing, but hey, we could do that too.
Oh, absolutely. It's this constant push for growth, finding new avenues, and we've got some prime examples today.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to dive into what Airbnb's cooking up, a potential shakeup in cable, a bit of a crypto scare, Microsoft juggling AI balls, global e-commerce strategies, and even how politics can ripple into tech markets.
It's quite the mix, but you can see threads connecting them that drive for scale, dealing with competition, managing trust.
Right. So let's kick off with Airbnb. They've got the whole home rental thing down, but now they're eyeing services. What does that even mean?
Exactly. They're thinking beyond just a place to sleep. They're talking about becoming like an Airbnb for services, basically connecting people for skills, experiences, you name it.
Like booking a chef or a massage through Airbnb.
Precisely. They believe people's time and skills are this huge, untapped asset they can help monetize.
Okay, but isn't the services marketplace idea kind of crowded? Or at least people have tried it. What makes Airbnb think they can crack it?
Their big bet is on trust. They argue that, unlike buying, say, a book on Amazon, services often need that personal element, that confidence in the provider.
Ah, okay.
And they feel they've already built that trust infrastructure, between hosts and guests staying in each other's homes. They think that foundation gives them an edge.
That actually makes a lot of sense. If you trust someone's house, maybe you trust their recommended chef too. But how do you scale that? Vetting chefs and massage therapists seems way different than vetting apartments.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Their approach seems to be start small, learn the ropes manually, really understand what makes a good experience in each category,
Right.
and then build the tech to automate and scale it. It's not just flipping a switch.
They mentioned something about a perishable opportunity. Why the rush now?
I think they see a window, a chance to establish themselves as the platform for this kind of thing before a clear leader emerges. It feels like the time is right to plant their flag.
So less focus on, say, ads for now, more on building out these actual service offerings.
Which seems to be the priority. They acknowledge advertising is probably inevitable down the line, but right now it's about the core product expansion.
Okay, fast forward. If they succeed, what's the long game here?
Well, they seem to see three main paths to growth. One, win over hotel guests by offering similar services within the Airbnb ecosystem.
Okay.
Two, get a bigger slice of your travel budget. So you book your stay and your tours, maybe that chef, all through them, increase that share of wallet.
Right, the whole trip package.
Exactly. And third, interestingly, tap into local demand. People using Airbnb to find experiences or services right in their own city, not just when traveling.
And what about those icons, the celebrity-hosted things? That feels a bit flashy.
Yeah, that seems more about generating buzz, showing off the potential for really unique experiences on the platform.
Marketing.
Partly, yeah. And maybe giving celebrities a different way to connect with fans, something more direct than just social media posts.
It's kind of gutsy launching all this when, consumer sentiment isn't exactly booming. People are watching their wallets.
They acknowledge that, but they also point out that people are still traveling, often looking for value, which Airbnb can offer. Plus, this is a long-term strategy.
True.
And remember, they actually started during the Great Recession. So they've navigated tough economic times before. The CEO's even talking about going back into founder mode, really hands-on.
So it really comes back to their core strength, doesn't it? The app design, that trust system they've built for people interacting offline.
I think so. Those are the foundations. And even with new tech like AI, their approach seems pretty grounded. To use it to solve real customer service problems, not just chase the hype.
Okay, let's totally shift gears. Cable companies. Charter and Cox potentially merging, that sounds massive.
It is a potential $34.5 billion deal. And it really signals the intense pressure these traditional cable players are under. The Cox family apparently sees consolidation like this as almost necessary for survival.
Survival, wow. What's the main threat? Just streaming?
It's a perfect storm, really. You've got internet becoming a commodity, the phone companies jumping in with fiber, and yeah, cord cutting is relentless. People are ditching traditional TV bundles. It hits the revenue hard.
We've heard John Malone talk about cable consolidation for years, right?
Yeah. He's been a big proponent of combining players like Charter, Cox, maybe even Comcast or T-Mobile. His argument is they need scale to fight back against the big tech companies who face, arguably, less regulation.
And the fact that Charter and Cox don't really operate in the same cities, that helps their case with regulators, presumably.
Definitely. Less geographic overlap means fewer immediate worries about reducing local competition. They'll argue it's about becoming strong enough to compete nationally, not about dominating local markets.
Right, it's a survival play in a changing landscape.
That seems to be the core argument.
Okay, from old media struggles to new tech woes, Coinbase. A hack involving bribed support staff, that sounds bad.
It's pretty serious. Apparently, since January, attackers have been bribing third-party customer support contractors to get access to user data.
So not like breaking into Coinbase's main servers, but going after the human element.
Exactly. It highlights that vulnerability. The information they got included names, emails, maybe even account balances.
Oof. What's the risk with that kind of data?
The big danger is social engineering. Criminals can use that info to trick users into giving up passwords, authorizing transactions, or revealing even more sensitive data. Targeting specific, maybe wealthy individuals becomes easier.
And Coinbase found out because the hackers demanded a ransom.
Apparently so. An anonymous demand for $20 million came in. Coinbase refused to pay.
Good for them, but risky.
Right. They chose to disclose the breach instead. They're estimating the potential cost around $400 million and have committed to making users whole for any direct financial losses caused by this leak.
Man, it just shows cybersecurity is an ongoing battle, even for major crypto players. People are often the weakest link.
It really underscores that. Technical defenses are vital, but insider threats or compromised partners are a huge risk vector.
Let's talk Microsoft and AI. They poured billions into OpenAI, but now OpenAI has ChatGPT, which competes with Microsoft's own Copilot. That sounds awkward.
It's definitely a delicate balancing act. Microsoft needs OpenAI's tech, but they also need people to use their products, like Copilot integrated into Windows and Office.
Yeah. Are people actually using Copilot, or are they just going straight to ChatGPT? It feels like ChatGPT has more brand recognition right now.
That's the million-dollar, or rather billion-dollar question for Microsoft. Their strategy seems to be leveraging integration, making Copilot super useful within Word, Excel, Teams, etc., things ChatGPT can't easily do.
So add value where OpenAI can't.
Exactly. And they're not putting all their eggs in the OpenAI basket either. They're also developing their own AI models.
And that Azure Foundry thing, offering other AI models.
Right. Their cloud platform, Azure, has a marketplace with models from Meta, DeepSeek, others, alongside Microsoft's and OpenAI's. It's a way to hedge their bets, offer choice, and avoid being totally dependent on OpenAI.
Smart move, diversifying. Okay, let's look at Prosus. Big focus on food delivery, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to buy Just Eat Takeaway.
Yeah, Prosus is really leaning into food delivery. That potential $4.5 billion Just Eat takeaway deal is huge for them, though it's still pending approval.
And they did that interesting deal with Uber in Brazil.
That's right. They're integrating iFood, their service, into Uber's app for delivery, and Uber's ride-hailing into iFood's app, apparently without direct revenue sharing.
Huh. So what's the goal there? Just more convenience?
Pretty much. Offer more services within one app, keep users engaged, make their platform stickier. It's part of this broader vision they call lifestyle e-commerce.
Lifestyle e-commerce.
Yeah, start with food delivery as the core, then bolt on related things, payments, maybe travel, event tickets. Build an ecosystem around the user's daily life.
Makes sense. Where are they focusing these efforts geographically?
Their key regions seem to be Latin America, India, and Europe. They've got big plans for Europe, especially if that Just Eat takeaway deal goes through.
I heard some shareholders weren't thrilled with the offer price for Just Eat. Any trouble there?
There were definitely some complaints about the price being too low, but Prosus seems confident the deal will eventually close.
Okay, lastly, let's touch on something a bit different. President Trump's Middle East trip and tech sounds like it was good news for some big U.S. tech companies.
It seems to have provided a boost, yeah. Companies like NVIDIA, Amazon, Apple. Apparently, deals struck with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi came at a good time, potentially filling a gap caused by competition in China and trade issues.
Especially for chip makers like NVIDIA, right? Something about a rule change.
Exactly. The administration rescinded the diffusion rule, which basically allows selling more advanced AI chips to the Middle East than previously permitted. That's a big potential market opening up.
Were there concerns about the national security?
There were definitely some concerns raised within the White House about the implications of selling cutting-edge chips there. But the immediate market reaction was positive. NVIDIA stock jumped significantly.
Does this signal maybe the U.S.-China tech friction is easing off or its impact is lessening?
It's complicated. Some analysts think that as China focuses on developing its own tech independence, the direct impact of the U.S.-China trade stuff might be shifting.
Oh.
But trade risks aren't gone. You still have potential friction with, say, the European Union, where regulators might target big tech if broader trade talks don't go well. It's always something.
Wow. Okay, so summing up, we've got companies like Airbnb trying bold expansions into services built on trust, traditional industries like cable consolidating to survive, constant cybersecurity threats exploiting the human factor, AI giants like Microsoft doing a complex dance with partners and competitors, global e-commerce players building these huge ecosystems, and even geopolitics directly boosting tech stocks.
It's a whirlwind, isn't it? Shows how dynamic and interconnected everything is. Strategy, competition, trust, technology, even politics. It's all in the mix.
Absolutely. Constant change. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.